spirit of Bhagavad-gitā is mentioned in the Bhagavad-gitā itself. Just like if we want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the particular direction mentioned, label of the medicine. We cannot take according to our own direction or by the direction of a friend, but we have to take the medicine under the direction given on the label of the bottle and as directed by the physician. Similarly, the Bhagavad-gitā should be accepted as it is directed by the speaker himself. The speaker of the Bhagavad-gitā is Lord Sri Krsna. He is mentioned in every page of the Bhagavad-gitā as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan.
I am not this body. I am the soul within this body. You are not dying. That you can experience practically daily. When you sleep at night, then you dream. So these activities of this gross body stop. You again work in the subtle body. That you have gone somewhere or in the forest, but you forget that my real body is lying in this world. So I change this at myself and so every one of us has got this experience. This is a very simple thing. Then I am simply changing body. Then what is my real position? This is intent. When a man comes to this position, he inquires actually what I am. And that is beginning of knowledge. Otherwise it is animal life.
Our research work is imperfect because we are searching everything with imperfect senses.
Just like we see through the telescope, that I am the same person seeing through the telescope. And telescope is also manufactured by me or by you. So machine is imperfect and my seeing power is also imperfect, then how you can have perfect knowledge? The machine is created by a person who has got imperfect knowledge. And the seer is also a person, he is also imperfect. The imperfect person is seeing through the imperfect machine, then how you can conclude perfect knowledge? This is not possible.
We have to accept the perfect knowledge.
According to the Vedic knowledge, if you want perfect knowledge, then you must approach a perfect person, good. Now, at the present moment there are so many gurus, how will you understand who is perfect? Just like a child who has heard from his father that this is microphone, and if he speaks that this is microphone, then his knowledge is perfect. The child is not perfect. But because he has heard from the perfect authority what he is speaking, although his child, that is perfect. Similarly, this guru means who has heard from the perfect person. This is called disciplic success. In this Bhagavad-gitā you will find in the 4th chapter, Krishna is the original perfect person. In the Western world, they are thinking that we are enjoying life. But how long shall we enjoy this life? You have got very nice car or very nice building and you are enjoying. But how long you shall remain American and Australian? He does not know that is eternal. And this is temporary grace. But nature has not given me the right to remain as American, Australian, Indian. No. Now I am very powerful, very happy. Let me love dog instead of God. That means you are preparing your next life as dog. Because it is stated in the Bhagavad-gitā that at the time of death, the mentality which you have created throughout the whole life, that will carry you to other body. The soul is covered by two bodies, external and internal. External means these gross elements, earth, water, air, fire, sky. And internal means mind, intelligence and ego. Within that, the soul is encased in two kinds of bodies. When this gross body is finished, the subtle body, they are there. The outward cover is finished, the inward cover is there, and the inward cover will carry the soul to another gross. That is called death. So people do not understand that this finishing of this gross body is not actually death. There is no death for the soul. That is called transmigration. There are two classes of men, Deva and Asura. Just like Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad, the father and son. Prahlad is Deva because he is devotee of Krishna, and Hiranyakashipu because Prahlad is devotee of Krishna. He is trying to always tease him, although he is a 5-year-old boy, his son, very beloved son. Therefore, to become devotee is sometimes very troublesome. Even the father becomes enemy. Then as soon as you become a devotee, you become enemies of so many, especially at the present moment. Not at the present moment, from time immemorial. This is going on. As soon as you become devotee, you will have so many enemies. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended you tolerate. Still you cannot give up your Krishna consciousness. To become devotee, that is your success of life. Tolerate. Everyone is becoming engineering, technologist or medical man or so many. But the real problem of life is to understand the self. There is no educational system throughout the whole world. What is this self? What is its need? How it is constituted? How it is working? So many things. Actually, this is the defect, that there is something which minus this body is useless. There is no technological institute to understand what is that something. You have got all departments for comforts of this body, for maintaining this body. But the thing which minus this body, the body is useless. What about that thing? That is Bhagavad-gitā. Bhagavad-gitā is teaching that technology.
Bhagavad-gitā says a real problem of our life is birth, death, old age and disease. Because these problems cannot be solved by the modern scientific advancement of knowledge, they have practically set aside because they cannot solve it. But there is a solution. It is recommended by Lord Chaitanya in this age, when our life is very short, we are not very much enlightened in spiritual matter, and we are very lazy, and at the same time we are unfortunate. So, under these conditions, the people are recommended simply to chant Hare Krishna. If you chanting Hare Krishna, then gradually your misconception of this life will be cleared off. You realize yourself as soul, then you become jolly, natural joy.
When Lord Chaitanya was traveling in South India, Ranganath temple, he saw one Brahmin was reading Bhagavad-gitā. He asked the Brahmin, "My dear Brahmin, what you are reading?" He explained, "My dear sir, I am reading Bhagavad-gitā. Unfortunately, I am illiterate." "Oh, that's all right, you cannot read, but I see that you are crying. How you are crying?" So as soon as I take this book, this picture comes before me, and I simply think, oh, how Krishna is nice, that he has become a charioteer of his devotee. He is so great. Still, he has accepted a menial service of his devotee. This gives me so much pleasure that I cry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him. Your Bhagavad-gitā reading is perfect. Yes, your study of Bhagavad-gitā is perfect. Thinking of Krishna always. Krishna, Gopis, they were cowherds girls. Their father, mother, they were only ordinary village men keeping cows, that's all. What was their education? They were not Vedantis. But they learned to love Krishna. That was their purpose. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu certifies Ramya Kajid Upasana Brajabudhvat Gavindha. Oh, there is no better worship than that which was contemplated by the Gopis. Because they did not know what is Krishna, but they loved Krishna. They loved Krishna because Krishna was God or Krishna was something great. No, their natural affection was for Krishna. They could not stay even for a moment without seeing Krishna. That was the point. This is Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is the sound incarnation of God. God presents Himself in the form of sound. Because we cannot see God with our present eyes. This is not our proper eyes. They are materialized. You have to spiritualize this material sense, just like the iron rod you put into the fire, it gets warmer. And when it is red hot, then it is no longer act as iron, but it acts as fire. Similarly, if you associate with this transcendental sound incarnation of God, then you will be gradually godly. This name, Krishna, and the Supreme Lord Krishna, there is no difference. You have read Bhagavad-gitā. There are three kinds of charity. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Sattvic charity in goodness is with due consideration. The breathing injunction is to give charity to the Brahmins. Why? That is the worthy place to give charity in the hands of Brahmins and Vaishnavas. Real Brahmin, because they will employ whatever you give them in the service of the cause. And Rajasic means for the sake of name. People will say, I am so charitable. And Tamasic, one who does not know where the money is going, just like some drunkard comes and polishes the motor car and somebody gives $5 and he immediately goes to drink. That means this charity gives him impetus for drinking. So if charity creates such drunkard, that is very dangerous. He has to suffer, the man who is giving in charity. Therefore, in charity, it must be sattvic. A cow is born in America, and a gentleman is born in America. But the state takes care of the gentleman, not of the cows. They say nationality. Why nationality is refused to the animals? We have made concoction law that the animal has no soul. What is the difference between you and animal? You eat, the animal eats. You sleep, the animal sleeps. You have sex life, the animal has sex life. You also try to defend yourself, and the animal also tries to defend you. Why? It has no soul. It is not that because they are less intelligent, they should be denied nationality. No. Just like his father has got 4 boys, not that everyone is of the same intelligence, but does the fire gives less protection to the less intelligent son? No. The family protection is equal for everyone. How you can kill another animal? He is also as good a child of God. Krishna means all attract. Bhagavan. Bhava means opulence. Bhava means riches, strength, influence, beauty, knowledge, renunciation. So Bhagavan means the possessor of all opulences, the wealthiest man, proprietor of all the riches and wealth of the world. So, you try to find out who is that person who possesses all these things, Bhagavan, incomplete. If you are inquisitive, if you are actually philosopher, then you will find Krishna. Krishna is Bhagavan. Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. That is the verdict of the Vedic Shastra.
They're always busy. How to live comfortably in this world. They forget that one day will come, however secure and comfortable we may make our country or home, we will be kicked out. Please get out immediately. You cannot say that I have not finished my decoration of the apartment. Let me stay here for some days. So, if I could not finish my business during that time, and if I am kicked out, then just imagine how much loss we suffer and what kind of fool we are. They think that this body come out all of a sudden by accident. And the body means the senses, and let us enjoy the senses. That is perfection of life. Now we have to find out why our happiness has been disturbed, not to make the temporary place very comfortable. That is our business.
So, this understanding of God requires a process. The main process is that we cannot speculate about God. If we want to know God by speculation, I may say God is like this, you may say God is like this. There are difference of opinion. The best thing is to know God from God. Let God speak himself out. If you simply conjecture, guess, that Swamiji may be like this, another may say like this, like that. But if I say unto you, I am like this, that is good. So here in the Bhagavad-gitā, we have got this advantage that the Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krsna, is speaking himself about himself. That is perfect. We have got vague idea of God. We do not know actually what is God. God is from whom everything has emanated. There must be the original source of everything. That is the statement of the Shastra. There is nothing accidental. Everything is there as cause and effect. There are so many causes. I am caused by my father, and my father is caused by his father is caused by his father. Go on. Then you come to the Supreme Father. He is the cause of all causes. That is the definition of God. The Supreme Father is the cause of all subordinate fathers. That is Krishna.
Krishna, the original person, at the same time the oldest. You'll never find Krishna's picture as old.
You'll find Krishna's picture always smiling and playing on his flute. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Ishvara means controller. So controller, you are also controller. You control over your family, over your son, over your wife. And if you go to the office, you become controlled by your boss. So here the controller is relative. Both I am controller and controlled. But when you find somebody else, he is simply controller, not control. That is God. This is simple definition of God. You will find everyone relatively controller and control. But go on searching out, where is that person? That he is controller but not control. That is Ishvara Parama, the Supreme. And who is that? Krishna. If you study the life of Krishna, you will find he is always controller. That is going on all over the world. All are speculative. What is God? And the God is explaining himself that here I have come. That is not. You are trying to understand me. So here I am present. Where you are thinking God is formless, here I am, Krishna. You see, I have got my flute in the hand. I am very much fond of the cow. So what is Krishna's fault? It is our fault. Just like the owl. Owl will never open the eyes to see that there is sunlight. However you may say, Mr. Owl, please open your eyes to see the sun. No, there is no sun. I don't see. This owl civilization. You have to fight with the owls. You have to open their eyes by force, with machine. This Krishna consciousness movement is a fight against all the owls. Dharma, religious system is in the human society, not in the animal society. The animals, they have no capacity to distinguish what is dharma, what is adharma. Their business is simply eating, sleeping, mating and depending. That's all. It is the human society, another extra intelligence that is for understanding dharma, religion. So what is your extra business? So a dog is eating flesh or meat because God has ordained. But you are ordained to eat fruits, flowers, nice grain, milk preparation. So if you meet a dog instead of human being, this is misuse of intelligence. Everything belongs to God, but He has given allotment. You use like this. You are a human being, you must know how to live like human being.
Tongue is the bitterest enemy of the living. The tongue is dragging. Kindly give this wine, immediately. Kindly give this cigarette, immediately. Kindly give this meat. Some rascals preach that, religion has nothing to do with your eating. You can eat anything you like, and still you become a religious man. It's all nonsense. Therefore we say, no meat eating. Meat eating means killing the animal. Why? You shall kill animal. Krishna is God. He can eat everything. Everything. Krishna ate fire. There was forest fire in Vrindavan. He ate up all the fire. So for Krishna, he could eat anything he likes. He's God. But still he recommends patram pushpam phalam tuyam. Why? Because we have to take Krishna's prasadam, then your tongue will be controlled.
Don't try to understand by false argument, dry argument, which is beyond your consciousness, beyond your reach. Simply waste of time. The example, that if you want to know who is your father, it is the truth of your, from where? From the authority, my mother. You cannot manufacture your knowledge because it is beyond your reach. The father was existing before your birth. You have to accept the statement of your mother.
How you can make experiment? The Supreme Father God. That's not possible. Simply you have to hear from the authority. Therefore Vedas are called Shruti. Shruti means you have to hear. Anyone who has heard perfectly from the disciple successor of spiritual path is perfect.
Our process of knowledge is not any speculation. It may be, perhaps, no, we don't accept this knowledge. Why he will say, it may be. It must be. That is knowledge. Just like we get knowledge from the Shastra. There are 900,000 species in the water. So we have not gone into the water. You may say that you have not practically experimented, but what you have experimented. You also hear from others. You believe that they have gone to moon planet. You have not gone. You have heard from somebody in the newspaper. That is your authority. If you can believe in the newspaper, then I cannot believe in the Shastras. Our source of knowledge coming from higher authority. That is Krishna or Krishna's disciples. We may be fools and rascals, but when we receive knowledge from Krishna, that is perfect knowledge. Just as in comparison to European cities, we see so many nice arrangements, big house, big road, nice cars. In comparison to India, if some Indian comes from Indian village, he will see it is him. So nice house, so nice building, cars. But do you think you are not suffering? He may think that here is heaven, but those who are residing in this heaven, they know what kind of heaven it is. Suffering must be. As soon as you get this material body, why suffering? We are enjoying. So what you are enjoying? Is there any guarantee that you will enjoy? You have got nice building, nice road, nice car, that's all right. You are enjoying, you are thinking enjoying. But is there any guarantee that you will enjoy? Any moment you will be finished. That is not enjoyment. Real enjoyment is permanent enjoyment.
It doesn't matter whether you believe in God or do not believe in God, but you are conscious. As soon as I pinch in any part of your body, you see it, that somebody is pinching me. This consciousness is there even in the animal or in man. That consciousness which is spread all over your body, that is eternal. How it is eternal, that also you can understand by practical experience. Just like in your childhood, there was consciousness. When you are in the womb of your mother, of course, at a certain stage, there was consciousness. In your boyhood, there was consciousness. In your old age, there is also consciousness. Now, your body is changing, but consciousness is continuing. This consciousness is the symptom of the soul.
Napoleon, in your country, he loved his country so much, you have simply a stone statue. You are thinking that Napoleon, I am worshipping. You do not worship actually. Suppose if you think this statue belongs to Napoleon and you have exposed this statue for passing stool by the crow, is that very good worship? That is insult. If I ask you, please stand on the street and the crows will pass stool on your head. This is intelligence. This is modern civilization. They have no even common sense in it. If you are worshipping Napoleon, why don't you kill that? We are worshipping Krishna. We are keeping in a nice place. That they will say they idol worship. These foolish people are worshipping an idol. And they are worshipping Napoleon very nicely. Therefore, their opinion has no value. Approval should be from persons who is self-realized. His opinion has value. Your body is changing every moment. That is medical science. It is imperceptibly changing. Therefore we think that it is growing. But it is changing. It is changing swiftly, just like in the cinema Spool. The picture is changing. But because it is changing so swiftly, you are seeing that one man is moving. That is the fact. There are hundreds and thousands of pictures passed on. But because you are seeing all in one spool, you are thinking it is growing, it is moving. That's all. But it is changing. So, I am not this body. I am different from the body. I am changing body. Therefore, I will have to change this body and accept another. This is the beginning of scientific knowledge. This simple thing, they cannot understand. Just like I was born, then I became young man. So, the body changed. Now I have become old man, the body changed. But I am existing. Just like cinema, Spool, the picture is changing. But it is changing in such a way, we are seeing that one man is dancing. But his dancing means he is changing his body. He is changing his picture. Change is taking place, very imperceptible. Similarly, our body is also changing. But I am not changing, you are not changing. My body is changing. That is the way. Because we are changing body, therefore the birth, death, old age, disease, these are cultures. So our Krishna consciousness movement means to get out of this changing position, come to the permanent.
Unless one is firmly convinced that I am not this body, he cannot make progress in this life. So imperceptibly, we are changing our body every moment. And that is also medical science, that we are changing our blood corpuscles every moment. Just like if you have seen some your friend's child is small, and after 5 years, you go to that friend's house and see the child. Oh, you have grown so big. But the father and mother cannot see, because they are seeing daily. They do not see how my child is growing. Now, as the owner of the body is there within the body, but the body is changing one after another. Similarly, after coming out of the body, the soul migrates from one body to another.
Bhagavad-gitā it is mentioned, body is machine. So, at the same time, you said growing. Do you grow machine, Ford car? Just like this is a car, machine. But if I want a bigger car, that means another car. Not this car is growing. It is working so swiftly. You cannot see. The same example as I gave, alright, that the movies Spool, each is a different picture. But when it is put into the projector, you cannot understand. But actually, of the background, there are different pictures. So if ordinary cinematograph, cinema picture we can make like that, how much nicely and subtle machine is there, is being on, that you do not know. But each body, each second, you are being supplied a different body.
Change of body is going on every moment and every second.
Child had no mosquitoes, we have got not mosquitoes. The child had no sex desire, now we have got sex desire. How we can say the same body? The size of the body has changed. There is no similarity. How we can say the same body? So many changes. The body is changed.
So this body is changing. Now Krishna said, as the body is changing, still the person whose body is this, he is there. The child is grown up to a boyhood. That does not mean the living entity who came out as a baby is born. No, he is still there. But his body is changed. Now we cannot find the small body which came out of the mother's womb when the grown-up boy. So this death means the ultimate change of the present body.
Vaishnava is anxious to see that this who has forgotten completely his relationship with God, Krishna, and making gorgeous arrangement for living 50 years only, although he is eternal. He is not making any eternal arrangement. I shall live here for 50 years or 60 years as an American or as an Indian. Make me gorgeous arrangement, defense and so on. You are going to live for 50, 60 or at most 100. But you are eternal. What you are doing? Are you eternal? That is the mistake of this India. You, many men, as American or Indian, for say at most 100 years. But you are not for 100 years. You are eternal. What you are doing for your eternal life? The whole human effort, civilization should be conducted with the aim how to stop this repetition of birth and death. The modern civilization means they do not care for next life or hellish condition of life. They do not care, do not believe. It is great relief. If I think that there is next life and I will have to suffer for my sinful activity, then life becomes very difficult. Better don't accept this. There is no life. And go on doing whatever it is. We don't believe in the next life. But believe or not believe, if some young man says, I will not become old man, say he may believe or not, he must become. If somebody says, I am not going to die, I don't believe in that, then you believe or not believe, must die. This is law of nature. How can we avoid it? Human, this is the life junction. If you like, you can go to the higher planetary system. You can go to the hellish locals, or you can go to Krishna. God is situated in everyone's heart. As soon as he sees that here is a qualified person, then he gives him insight. Krishna will tell directly. Krishna tells him, do like, not figuratively, practically. Just like the radio message is coming. A foolish man cannot understand how it is coming. He thinks how it is there, speaking. So any foolish man will be astonished how things are happening. But God says,
to those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me.
God speaks to you when you are qualified. You cannot expect God as order supply. When he sees that you are qualified, he is strict to you. A devotee always consults Krishna and does not do anything without consulting Krishna. The minor devotees, they consult the spiritual master. That is our process.
try to protect his body. Why? Because the soul is there. Everyone knows it. As soon as this body, there is no soul, it is kicked out. Suppose a beautiful man and beautiful girl, dead body is lying on this, who cares for it? But so long the soul is there, oh, such a nice, beautiful body. The soul is important. So actually do not love this body, because the same beautiful body is there. Why do not care? Because soul is not there. Therefore I love this soul. This is the fact. And why I love soul? Because I love Krishna. Soul is part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore ultimately I love Krishna. This is confidence. And if I do not love Krishna, that is my abnormal state. And the normal stage is I love Krishna. As soon as one is fixed up in Krishna consciousness, now I am fully satisfied. Forever, millions of years, if you speculate to understand what is God, it is not God. No. It is to be received through the right source, deductive process, not inductive process. Because our senses are limited. You are seeing every day, sun, go there, but you have no right. Cannot go. Therefore, this process that I shall go by my strength, I shall know by dint of my own knowledge, research work, it is not. So what to speak of understanding God? You cannot understand even what is in your presence in material world. And spiritual is beyond this sky. So you have to inquire. So this Srimad-Bhagavatam is a question and answer. It is not research work. Tapasya means to undergo voluntarily some inconveniences of this body, voluntarily give up the idea of sense activity, and that is tapasya. You cannot provide your food even for 2 meals. This is your privilege. For 2 meals only, you have to make so much tapasya. 50 miles, 100 miles, 500 miles, go and come back. So they will undergo so much tapasya only for 2 meals, which is obtained very easily by the cats and dogs. But why not little tapasya for Krishna, chanting 16 rounds? Don't make God very cheap thing. It's like Ekadashi. If we are not prepared to undertake in these very, very easily tapasya, then how we can expect go back to home, back to order? No, that is not possible. Just like in jaundice disease, doctors, medical practitioners, they give sugar candy. The sugar candy to the person suffering from jaundice tastes bitter. But actually sugar candy is not bitter. Similarly, to the sinful man, the Krishna Katha, discussion about Krishna, does not appear to be very palatable. They do not like to hear. They think it is waste of time. But as the sugar candy is the only medicine, similarly, the Harikatha is the only medicine for our material disease. So by hearing, it is both the process and the medicine, both, everything. So simply by hearing, you become sinless. After being sinless, you become more and more interested. We have discovered so many counteracting methods for diminishing our distress condition. But if it is not sanctioned by God, this proposition will fail. The example is, just like you have discovered nice medicine, very qualified physician, but when a man is sick, ask the physician, can you guarantee the life of this patient? He will never say, no, I cannot. I try my best. Yes. That means the sanction is in the hand of God. I am simply an instrument. If God does not like that you should live, then all my medicines, all my scientific knowledge, medical knowledge will fail. Our main business is how to become Krishna conscious. This is the main business of human life.
Suppose your son is sick, as father, you have given first-class medicine, first-class physician. Does it guarantee that he will live? Is it in your control that your son will live because you have given good physician, good medicine? Is it guarantee that your son will live? Then what can you do? You can do the best to train your child to become Krishna conscious. That is the best service, not anything else. That is not possible. If you become yourself Krishna conscious and if you try to make your son Krishna conscious, that you can do. And if you make him Krishna conscious, then destiny can also be changed. That's why one man is condemned to death. Nobody can change it, but the king can change it. Only by the mercy of king can he save, not otherwise. Even the judge who has punished him, he cannot do it. Similarly, if you become devotee, then your destiny can be changed. If Krishna desires, he can do anything.